Hey YouTube user, thank you for clicking on this video. In this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to make this desktop wallpaper right here. We're going to be making this wallpaper in Photoshop CS5. So the first thing you want to do is you want to find out what your screen resolution is, and to do that you can right click your desktop and then select screen resolution. Then what you want to do is you want to see this one right here. Right beside resolution, that is your screen resolution. Mine is 1920 by 1080. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Photoshop, click on File, New, and I'm going to input that into Photoshop so then I can get a nice high definition image that fits my resolution of my screen. So I'm going to put in 1920 as the width and 1080 as the height. Set the resolution to 72, color mode to RGB color, background contents to transparent, and I'm going to leave it as that and hit OK. So once you have that, then what we're going to do is we're going to select our background color, and for this desktop wallpaper I use black as my background color. You could try using other colors, but for this tutorial I'm just going to use black again. So I'm going to select black as my foreground color. Then I'm going to hold down Alt and press backspace, and that's just going to fill the layer on my foreground color. And then I'm going to create a new layer just by clicking the new layer button here. And then I'm going to try and find that same blue color here, so I can have the blue cloud effect and it matches my logo. So I think that is about that color there. And then I want to select the brush tool and make sure that I am using the preset with one of the solid inners, and it goes out to nothing with the feathered edge. And I'm just going to change the size up to quite high so I don't have to click much. Okay, once I've got that, then I can just click a few times. Doesn't really matter where you click as long as you leave some of the black here just to give it a good effect. And then you can create a new layer, and then you want to change the foreground color to black and the background color to white. You can do that just by clicking this button right here. Then you want to go to Filter, Render, Clouds, and that's going to put some clouds in here. Then what you want to do is you want to go to you just want to select the clouds layer, and then you want to change the clouds layer mode to divide. So that's going to give us this effect right here. I'm just going to lower the opacity of my layer 2, which is the blue brush layer, and I'm just going to leave it like that. And then what I'm going to do is drag in my logo here, so drag that into Photoshop. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold down Shift and drag that out by the right outer edge, and by holding down Shift it's just going to maintain the aspect ratio, so it's not going to go like too fat, it's not going to look stretched. So I'm going to keep it about that size. Release the click and then release Shift and click the check button, and then I'm going to drag that so it is about horizontally centered, and I'm just going to make it just above vertically centered. Okay, just raise that just a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this clouds layer above it, so then it kind of matches in with the clouds on top of the logo, so it doesn't look separated. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create this swirls, this swirl effect that we have right here within Photoshop, and then it has the outer glow. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our brush tool and set this up with our brush tool. So we're just going to click up here, change the hardness to 100%, or just click on one of these presets here, change the size down to about 10 or 11, just somewhere around there. You just want to make it so it's about the it's about a good small size. Hang on, just create a new layer, and if I just give that a test go, yeah, that's a good size for the swirl. Control Z to undo that. and change the foreground color to white, and you want to make sure that these three buttons here are unchecked, so so they're not pushed in. You don't want them like that, you want them pushed out like that. But all three of those buttons there. Make sure that the opacity is set to 100, flow to 50%. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Window, then we're going to click on Brush, and we want to turn on Shape Dynamics. If it's turned off for you, then check it. And we're going to make sure that Smoothing and Protect Texture is on. So put that back in just by clicking the 2 arrows there. And then we're going to click on our pen tool, and then we want to make sure that we have set it to Paths, and we set it to Pen tool, and we have set it to exclude overlapping path areas here, and make sure that that auto add delete is checked. So then you just want to click once up here and click once down here, but hold the click and drag it up towards the top right corner, and then click just above the center and drag that, hold and drag it just towards the bottom right corner, and then click just below the center and drag that up towards the top right corner, and then drag at the bottom of the logo and drag that towards the bottom right corner, bottom left corner, sorry. And then I'm just going to click about there and click about there and just bring that up just a little bit, and then I'm just going to have a little flick of it up over here, and I'm just going to leave it as that. So then what you want to do is you want to right click this and go to Stroke Path. Make sure that you have checked Simulate Pressure, and make sure that you've got the brush tool selected as your stroke path option. Then click OK, and then you want to select this this tool right here just above the shape tool, the path selection tool. Click off the path and hit backspace, and then what you want to do is you want to remove it. So you see how this one here goes over, under, over, under. Well, that's what we're going to do now to give it a more 3D looking effect. So we're just going to go click on our layer and then create a new layer mask. Make sure that we have our foreground color set to white and our background color set to black. Select the eraser tool and change that size down, and click the solid preset. Don't make the size too small. We're just going to go over this, and we just to make it easier for you, I might just make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. And then I'm just going to zoom in a little bit by holding Alt and zooming in, scrolling in with my scroll wheel button on my mouse. And then I'm just going to click and drag over this part here, because I'm going to go over, under. And if I were to slip and I went over that, then because we created our layer mask, then I could just switch this white color here to black just by clicking this button right here, and then going over that like that. And yeah, I could do that to the same other side. And I'm just going to switch those back and make this part here go under like so. Obviously you'd spend more time doing it, but I'm just trying to do it quickly for this tutorial. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And then what you want to do is you want to put the outer glow on it. You can do that just by right clicking the layer, going up to blending options, and check the outer glow option, click on the option, then you just want to click on this color right here, and then you can change that to a nice bluish color, the same color as the clouds, and hit OK. Change the size and the opacity, and yeah, I'm just going to leave it as that and hit OK. So I guess that is it. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to put this swirl layer just underneath the clouds, so the cloud's on top, so then it, you know, gives that cloud effect on top of the outer glow here and the swirl. So I guess that's it. So thanks for watching. Rate, comment and subscribe.